Imagine you're dictating clear English to your phone, while suddenly a digital oracle assumes you're speaking something entirely different. Maybe an Eastern European language or perhaps Hebrew. You stare bewildered thinking, who asked for this default? It gets weirder as you dive into the settings, scrub every trace of the rogue language, restart your device, and now it translates into another tongue of the same area, or at least one that is close. I'm recording this for the sake of recording it. You can go and do whatever the fuck you want. Your quiet frustration reveals a deeper truth. This isn't a benign glitch. It's an everyday manifestation of how devices sculpt our reality to predetermine choices. Choices that most people don't even perceive while they quietly erode human agency. At play is a prime example of automatic language detection, a seemingly innocuous convenience built into the very system. So here's how it goes. Your device spies on you 24/7, sharing data with big tech. It tracks the language of your immediate physical environment, so it makes its informed decisions based on that. If you're in Germany, it seamlessly flips between English and German. If you're in Greece, it turns your English speech into Greek text. You're welcome for the optimization. The most unsettling part, you cannot simply opt out as the choice is binary. I mean, you can manually remove all other languages from keyboards and disable dictation, but this doesn't change much in ChatGPT. Or does it? It really wants to, quote-unquote, help by forcing you to surrender to its persistent guesswork. What worked for me partially is rambling or mumbling random stuff in English about a minute before my actual dictation, and definitely not having any vocals around. Turns out that the device considers the vocal's background speech more valid than your own voice. Go figure. The rambling or mumbling is like a warm-up for the AI to help it understand that English is your language of choice. The consistent convenience is the logic behind YouTube's recommended feed, Instagram's opaque visibility algorithms, or any system that claims to quote-unquote help by making decisions for you. The underlying impulse is to decide. This is what I call algorithmic paternalism, the pervasive philosophy ingrained in tech development. Don't worry, big tech knows what is best for you. The invisible hand shaping newsfeed, search results, maps, and yes, assisting with your iPhone's onboard mic and keyboard. The profound paradox is that these companies promise globalization and an interconnected world, yet their very system enforces hyperlocal assumptions that box us in. But is this really a convenience, and do all people want it? Now, as far as I can remember, some Eastern Europeans were so obsessed with English that they attached TOEFL certificates to their identity in the early 2000s. Some probably still do that. The web app of my favorite local online grocery store, which offers and supports local farms and produce, has an English version. Enabled once, that version remains pinned in my Safari. This is what I call convenience. Conversely, Glovo and Takeaway, which are supposed to be much more global, keep reverting to the local language no matter how many times I choose English. And often, the actual apps don't work. Oh, and by the way, Glovo, you have multiple couriers delivering a single order, which is plenty confusing to both them and the customer. Maybe optimize that first rather than choosing my language. Recently, the Planetary Hours app I've been recommending to practicing esotericists has been doing the same, which is rather disappointing. And of course, Google Chrome, the undisputed champ. Yeah, you can customize anything and everything in Chrome. We all heard such statements infinite number of times, yet it just so happens that after a week or sooner, Google Chrome reverts back to the local language. Turns out it knows best. As a 15+ years Apple user, I expected better from the iPhone. Yet, this isn't merely about dictation settings. It's the little moments where the machine starts shaping you. If something as small as your iPhone mic can override your choices, imagine the magnitude of larger decisions you are unknowingly relinquishing. Which valuable videos are perpetually buried? Which crucial news remains unseen? Which opportunities you might never even conceive because they were burned from your pre-selected reality? Creators from smaller countries might find their work constrained as the system presumes that is where it belongs. It's the same design across the board, optimized from frictionless convenience, but the hidden cost is always agency. So the next time your phone helps by making a choice on your behalf, invoke that space Viktor Frankl spoke of. Quote, "Between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Unquote. So use your prefrontal cortex to pause and plan as an actual human being. Do you genuinely desire this algorithmic default, or you're merely allowing the system to run you? Because through globalization and authentic decentralization, such grand concepts perish when the defaults of our digital infrastructure keep us within predefined boxes. Now, has your tech ever decided for you in an unexpected way? Let me know. If you have trouble seeing the invisible hand, maybe get into magic using my manuals. And if you struggle with discipline and getting in shape, my books might be just what you need. Peace.